Hello StarCraft fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Railgan and Barcode on Terraform, the latter edition. In the top left of Terraform, the latter edition, we have the red Protoss player, it is Barcode. And in the bottom right of Terraform, the latter edition, we have the blue Zerg player, it is Railgan. Okay, so this is our friend Railgan. He has submitted a lot of replays to my channel. All of them are very, very good. They get a lot of views. In the description, I have a link to Railgan's YouTube channel. I suggest you check him out. Also, his Twitch stream link is there. Follow him there. He's just an amazing Zerg player to watch. If you want to see high-level Grandmaster Zerg play, he is definitely somebody to follow. So, alright, in a PvZ here on Terraform, the latter edition, PvZs generally come down to things like who can get Disruptor shots off, what tech the Protoss player uses when you're looking at going against things like Lurkers that the Zerg player might go for. A Roach Hydra composition is also fairly popular. For Zerg here, Colossus can be used, but their damage has been nerfed, so they're not quite the perfect answer to Roach Hydra that they are in Heart of the Swarm. So again, just some interesting plays from both players. Observers and Overseers can be very, very important to deal with those Lurkers, to deal with Dark Templar that can come up as well. Is Railgan? I don't see anything else. Is he? Oh, Railgan going for the 3 hatch before gas, before pool against Barcode. Is this going to pay off for him is the question. Barcode is choosing to go ahead and wall off here, getting the gateway at the ramp. It does kind of leave the Nexus exposed, but a fast Nexus is going to be exposed no matter what if you're the Protoss player, so I think that's probably a good choice. If that's something that is going to happen here for Barcode. Man, I've had a lot of Barcode on my channel lately. We've had Barcode Zerg players against Crank. We've had Barcode, I'm trying to think of another one that I've done recently here, Barcode Zerg as well. So Barcode Zerg, Barcode Protoss, Barcode Terran. If this is all the same player out here on the Legacy of the Void ladder playing at the GM level, then I'm going to be very, very impressed. Alright, so Cybernetics Core being researched or built, warped in here, that's the answer. Warped in for the Protoss player. We're probably going to open up with Adepts, just because we do have that gas. I don't think it's going to be Starport, but I don't know, I guess that could be another option as well. We've seen both of those openers from Protoss in PvZ and Legacy of the Void, getting those Queens, so very, very important. This patch, the Queens do need to inject manually. So they inject manually, but they give you that 4 extra larva per inject, which is very nice as well. Drones popping out everywhere for Railgun. It's 26 to 28 total harvesters. Chrono Boost pretty darn good. Keeps that pro production up and can really get ahead of the Zerg player to this point in the game. But once the Queen injects really start to kick in, which they're not for a little bit here, going that 3 hatch early means your Queens are a little bit later, which can kind of hurt, but really catch up in the long run. Whoa, Railgun is getting a Spine Crawler, and another Spine. Yeah, so Spine Crawlers in all of his mineral lines. I think maybe he's worried about that Adept Harass that I was talking about earlier. Spines do really well against Adepts. They don't take any extra damage from them. They have good range, they do good damage, and that can be a good way to deal with Mass Adept that we have seen Railgun deal with in previous casts. I might put a link to that up here in the top right. But the Overlord does scout in, trying to see what he can see. There's not much here. He sees gateways. Oh, a Stargate. Did he see that Stargate? He didn't see that Stargate. Oh no, Barcode built it as soon as Railgun got out of the way. The Overlord's coming back around though. Is he going to see the Stargate is going to be the question here indeed. Warpgate is being researched. We could still see some Adepts. And there are buildings here. Yes, there are 3 Adepts here. They do get rid of that Ling. Any Lings that try to harass are going to cause problems for these Adepts. I'm going to go here to the options. It just sounds a little bit loud. I know I do this a lot. We're down to 2%. How does a 1% sound? We'll try that. I don't know. Photon Overcharge being used to get rid of this Overlord, and it's going to be able to do it pretty darn good indeed. Boop! Pylon has a kill. Congratulations, Pylon. Where is that Mothership Core? Photon Overcharge energizes the target Pylon's Kadarian Crystal, turning it into a powerful long-range weapon for 11 seconds. That deals 30 damage. And the Mothership Core does pop out with the ability to do 2 Photon Overcharges and a total possibility of 8 Photon Overcharges when she has the full complement of 200 energy. So, man, I haven't seen that yet. I don't think I've seen a Mothership Core throw down 8 Photon Charges at once. I think I've seen 6. There was a cast I did here where there were 6, but not 8. So that will be something to see for sure. Production tab shows roaches coming up here, +1 missile attack on the way. 11 workers on the way for Railgun as well, trying to catch up, and he does surpass the Protoss player. And worker count at the top right. Phoenix taking out this Overlord that is just trying to scout things out. Another Phoenix shows up. Overlord does end up dead. Stargate continuing to produce Phoenix here. So I haven't seen a really big mass Phoenix play on my channel in Legacy of the Void. I've seen them augmented with things like Adepts, and they've worked out that way, but I don't know. I mean, I guess Adepts aren't really used by themselves in Heart of the Swarm either, but they're just really good at kind of flying around, finding Overlords. There aren't any Overlords for them to kill. Railgun has kept all of his Overlords close to those Spore Crawlers, but these workers could be in trouble. There is a Spore here, and there is a Queen, but is the Queen out of position is the question. It does run out here. Oh no, it ran out and got caught. Does get picked up by the Graviton Beam and is getting zapped to death by the lasers from these Phoenix. The Queen ends up dead almost. Nope, a second pickup is enough to definitely finish it off. Double gas here at the third base for Railgun, and 61 to 48 Harvesters. That inject ability is really starting to pay off for Railgun. Queens flying around, or not Queens, Phoenix flying around, trying to see what damage they can do. They're going to come in here, try to get that Queen right next to the Spore Crawler, though that's not going to happen. All the Overlords as well are pretty protected at that location as well. Swooping on in here to the main base. What do they have to deal with here? Oh, they did find, they're going to pick off all of the drones on the gas here and then run away. Is Railgun going to replace these is the question. This is a good thing you want to do, is kill the workers on gas if you have limited time. Because look at this, Railgun is forgetting to put the workers back on the gas. Oh no, Railgun, your gas income is going to be low. This is going to hurt you, but alright, another Phoenix and more Phoenix on the way for Barco. This is as much a mass Phoenix play as I've seen in a long time. Okay, it's only 6, but it just feels like he's been making them forever. Here we go again, picking up roaches. They do kill roaches, but very, very slowly. Throwing up another Spore Crawler at this location just to deal with this Phoenix harass. A Hydralisk Den's on the way, but it's not quite complete yet. Hydralisks could be a good answer to these Phoenix, and Immortal there as well for Barcode, and getting +1 ground attack as well as the shield upgrade for the Adepts, making them that much more tanky. So Adepts could factor into this. Absolutely. Robotics Support Bay. There it is. Robotics Bay. Rather, being warped in. We might end up seeing Colossus after all, or Disruptors. That is required for the Disruptor. So flying around, the Adepts do manage to knock down this rock tower with the help of the Immortal. No Zerg can get through here without killing these rocks, which do have 2,000 hit points and 3 armor. Because they are hardened material, did they get a... I think that was a Zergling they picked up. Almost got that drone. I don't think they saw it, though. The drone takes the gold base, does get scattered out by the Phoenix. If Railgun can hold that, he's going to be in a really good position. The Overlords are all desperately huddled around the Spore Crawler, trying to save their own lives. 7 Hydras are in production. I don't know if that's enough to deal with this many Phoenix, but yeah, here we come. The Phoenix pick up and kill 1, 2, 3 of the Hydralisks. Hydras in the backside are helping, though. They take out 1 Phoenix. Are they going to get another one? They are just standing in here, picking up every single Hydra. They do extra damage to light, which is what Hydras are now, and all the Hydras are gone. Oh boy, Overseer gets killed. Queen overextends a little bit. The Hydra Ball going to town on it as well. More Hydras pop on in, but I don't know if that's going to work here. I think they might be out of energy. The Phoenix are very low on that energy for the Graviton Beam. It does require 50 there. And pushing on out is Railgun. It is 147 to 115, 116 supply. The Zerg player looking very, very good. Very, very strong on that count. Going to catch these Phoenix out of position. And they do snipe down 1 Phoenix. Do they get another one? They do. 1 more. Nope. The Phoenix managed to run away and escape. These rocks, again, are going to be try to be destroyed. The Zerg army is going to try to destroy these rocks. That's a better English constructed sentence. They do. Are they going to go through this narrow choke? And yes, they're moving right on through. Going to try to kill this third base. What's the answer going to be from Barco? The answer is going to be something. There are Immortals here. Immortals aren't so good against this Rotator composition. Corrosive Bile again. Oh, actually catching some things. 1 Immortal out of position just ends up getting killed as well. Zealots. 1, 2, 3. Adepts in the front. Phoenix coming in, picking up Ravagers. Corrosive Bile on top of the Adepts. All the Adepts are now gone. Sentries gone at the same time. Stalkers. And here comes the Zerg army pushing up this ramp. More Adepts warp in at the 2-second rate there. Ravagers, Corrosive Bile once more. All the Immortals except for 1 are dead here. The Hydra count looking very, very low. The extra damage the Adepts do deal to Hydras coming into play. All the Hydras are gone. The Roaches, or Ravagers and Roaches are completely destroyed as well. Railgun's attack was okay there, not great. So Protoss has lost 3,500 minerals, 1,800 gas. Railgun has lost 5,000 minerals and 2,100 gas. So definitely the loser on that count, including the 3 workers that he lost. He did replace them here eventually. So that's good. The main base does have those additional gas workers there. Good inject there by Railgun, up to 30 health. Not the best that I've ever seen, but pretty darn good at the same time. We need a queen here at the gold base just for that extra income, that extra larva income that is so very important for the Zerg. Just hanging out. Here's Barcode. The army's not looking very, very big. Ah, Disruptors though. Disruptors are on the way from the Robo facility, and here comes the one. If you haven't seen these before, you haven't been watching Legacy of the Void, but to keep you up to date, they use Purification Nova. They shoot out a ball of energy that lasts 2 seconds and emits a powerful Nova dealing 145 splash damage and an additional 55 shield damage to nearby ground units and structures. The Disruptor is immobile while this is active. That's enough to one-shot Roaches, one-shot Hydras, one-shot Ravagers, and 2-shot Lurkers. Is how good Disruptors are. And again, it's splash damage. So you put a Disruption Nova or a Purification Nova inside this group, it will kill 10 to 15 of those units. So Railgun needs to be very, very careful. Needs to get the split off. If he's going to win this game, the Disruptors are going to be the deciding factor. Absolutely, for sure. Pushing on out is Barcode, feeling pretty confident now that he has 3 Disruptors mixed in with the army. The Stalkers are taking the lead. I don't know if that's what you want. They're not so great against this Roach Hydra composition, but Immortal on the back as well, plus 2 attack upgrades has been researched for these ground units. Taking out individual creep tumors with the help of this Observer. This gold base is under fire. What's Railgun going to do to try to deal with it? Another Disruptor comes in. There are 4 now. Purification Nova is going to be used. They get 1 Disruptor, but no, they miss on 1. A whole bunch of units die there. Disruptor, which one of those got that kill? 8 kills there on that Disruptor with 1 Nova. The Roaches coming in, trying to take out individual Adepts, getting Stalkers as well. They do get the base. Railgun is down a gold base. And popping again, Roaches in the front. Lurkers getting some shots off with their spines. They kill an Adept, but Barcode backing on out. Are they going to get... Yes, they get 1 Disruptor and another Disruptor there. So excellent micro there by Railgun. But while you're focusing down Disruptors, it can actually mean your units are taking a lot of damage from the rest of the stuff. This Immortal might be in the wrong place, wrong time. But coming from the backside, burrowing the Lurkers. Their attacks are actually kind of distracted here. He wants them up here, but they're going to the backside as well. Good surround here by Barcode. Railgun losing a lot of units. All the Lurkers are dead except for 3 that are trying to run away, trying to replant this gold base. I'm going to put the volume back up at this point in time. I am really sorry to do this to you, but boop, back up to 2. Return to game. The army is being persistent here for Barcode, as a 4th base is being planted by the Protoss player, catching transferring drones with the gold minerals in their mouths, trying to come up here again with the Lurkers and with the Roaches, trying to kill everything, but with the Observer in the air, yeah, trying to kill that Observer with the Hydras. And did they get it? I think they got the Observer. The Observer is no longer in this army for Barcode. Moving into a defensive position, they really want to get this Warp Prism, and the Hydras do. Coming up along the north side here is Barcode. The Lurkers are not really in position to deal much here. 2 more Disruptors are added to this army. Standing in with Roach Hydra, regrouping into distance of the Lurkers, and then backing on out. Disruption. Purification Nova does kill 4 or 5 Roaches there. Getting right on into the mineral line is Barcode, and then popping back out again. Disruptor in the back is waiting for its cooldown to come on off before it pops out another Purification Nova. Doesn't seem to be entirely necessary. Lurker shots again coming on out. All the workers at this base are going to die. It is not a good position at all for Railgun. Protoss playing this very, very well. There's the Purification Nova, and oh, almost got it. Almost got the Disruptor, but a lot of Roaches and Hydras died there before he did. Railgun throwing out that, damn, that Disruptor. It was so close. And it was. The Lurker is trying to take out the remainder of these Protoss units. It does have 5 kills here. It is a Slayer. The Queen might get an Immortal kill. And it does. It is a Predator Queen indeed. So, resources. Lost tab, 9,500 minerals, 4,500 gas for Barcode. And Railgun's lost 14,000 minerals and 5,000 gas. So, I don't know, for Zerg, that's pretty even at this point. It's 144 to 22 supply, or 144 to 122 supply, 75 workers to 72 in favor of Barcode. We have the Phoenix flying around, trying to be super annoying, pick off individual overlords, etc. Railgun is up to 5 bases, including the gold. So he's in a pretty good spot. He lost this and replanted it very, very quickly. I like that play indeed. The Phoenix try to come in again, get rid of that queen. Nope, the Hydras chase them away, rescuing their queen from a fate worse than death. Okay, a fate that is death, I suppose. More Disruptors on the way for Barcode, really putting the money and the investment into the Disruptor unit. Getting those Overseers. The Phoenix are trying to kill them. No, this Overseer does survive with 7 hit points. It has to be very careful, though. The Phoenix do want its blood. Just Overseer blood. I think it's blue or purple maybe when it dies. A lot of Zerg blood is purple. But when they, I guess red too. I don't know, I guess it depends. Maybe it's a mixture. Maybe Zerg blood is like a rainbow. That could be pretty. It's like a rainbow. Anyway, a lot of units down here for Barco. That income tab looking fairly even. Protoss, 1,500 minerals, 800 gas. Railgun, 1,600 minerals, 1,100 gas. So the extra gas income being very, very important for the Zerg player. Here comes another attack. Disruption, Purification Nova, whiff, 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 whiff. There are a lot of disruptors, though. Railgun has to recognize that. Coming around the backside, might try a pincer movement on this Protoss army. Another Nexus popping up here for Barco. Does get scouted out. Puts a Lurker to burrow behind here just to deal a little bit of damage to that base. And coming up from the backside, might try to pick off individual disruptors. And they do get one disruptor coming on in. Once again, Corrosive Bile missing most things. But there goes the Purification Nova. And that's it. That is the end of a Railgun's army. Barco throwing out the lull. There are Lurkers here, but there are 2 observers in the air. That's what you need. Just stay out of range of the Lurkers when they pop up. Try to snipe them down. Roaches and Hydras making a stand. Railgun trying to make this work, but pushing in is Barcode. His units are low on health, but if he can get rid of these disruptors, he is in such a good place. One Lurker, both Lurkers are now down now. Hydra's finishing up the rest, and that's it for the Protoss army, but so little is left for Railgun. Railgun saying you should have lifted the Lurkers. He did have Phoenix. That's probably a good call on his part. This Lurker back here does have no kills. That's been very annoying, and it is dead. Say the Phoenix. Another base here for Railgun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So eventually 6 bases for Railgun and 5 bases for a Protoss player. But again, resources lost. 12,900 minerals for Protoss, 6,000 gas, 18,000 minerals for Railgun, 8,000 gas. 26 drones have died as well. More Immortals in production for Barcode. Moving out with another Disruptor army. There are 3 Disruptors here. This Roach Hydra composition might not be the one that Railgun wants to use. He has the Ravagers, but again, they get one-shot by Disruptors as well. You'd think they'd be a little bit more tanky since they are an evolution of the Roach, but that is not the case whatsoever. Phoenix flying on in and saying, hey, there are some workers here. We can pick them up, but there's only 2 Phoenix. So I don't know what damage they can do. The army is out of position for Railgun, and this is completely under fire. Disruption, or Purification Nova actually killing some of his own workers, his own units there. That is a friendly fire spell. And yes, this hatchery is definitely going to fall to these units. Broodlings come out to great ineffectiveness. Drones are evacuating to saturate this base, a little bit oversaturated. Railgun trying another movement, another flank attack here. I think he wants to come in from the top side and the bottom side. Nope, going top because that's where the army is headed. Oh, Adepts warping in from the back side here. We are surrounded as the Zerg army. Purification Nova takes out a ton of Hydras, a lot of Hydras there, trying to stutter step his way to victory. Here is Barcode. Corrosive Bile being thrown down, getting some hits off. All the Disruptors are ending up dead. The Immortal gone as well. There's still a Disruptor with this army, but it needs to run for its life. Can it throw out a Purification Nova in time is going to be the question before it ends up dead, and the answer is no. It cannot. Railgun going after this base, killing individual cannons here. Adepts as well, trying to stand in and fight. Again, they hold their own fairly well against Roaches, but 3 Immortals here might be enough to turn this tide. Archons as well. Lurkers are burrowing, throwing up spines. They don't do friendly fire damage. All the Archons are gone. The Immortals are forced to retreat. Railgun taking out this Nexus. Railgun looking okay here at the 18-minute mark. He has an army right at the front door, but Purification Nova. Oh my goodness. That Disruptor has 8 kills. 8. That whittled down Railgun's army significantly. Heading on down, trying to find what it can kill, but there are 3 more here. Purification Nova on top of the army once more, misses, ends up getting killed. The Immortals at the back taking out the Roaches, Ravagers at the same time. Corrosive Bile, more and more Roaches and Hydras are coming from across the map. Reinforcements. Oh, 13 kills on that Disruptor. Moving on in here. Purification Nova. More Roaches, more Hydras ending up dead. Coming up from the backside are these Immortals and the Disruptors, killing their own Zealots, but Barcode does not care. The army is gone for Railgun, except for this single Lurker that has no kills once again. And everybody heads on back home. Railgun has this base here. Railgun is down 69 to 57. Total Harvesters did kill this Nexus. This Nexus is just about... Oh, just kidding. Just got started here. That Lurker ends up getting destroyed in egg form. Disruptor with 6 kills. Disruptor with 0 kills. Immortals with 8 kills. So 4 Disruptors have died in this game. Oh, just kidding. That's actually the units. The units lost tab is right here. And the answer is 18 Disruptors have died, 114 Roaches, and 84 Hydras, 10 Immortal, 67 Adepts. This has been a massive amount of losses for both players. Railgan is up to 131 supply to 125 total for Barcode. Very, very even here. Continuing with the Ravager, Roach, Hydra composition, trying to come up once again. Standing behind this middle line to kill drones is Barcode. Taking out Reinforcing Adepts. That's a good pickup there indeed for Railgan. Coming around the backside, going to try to burrow these Lurkers. Purification Nova does kill a couple Ravagers there. They have pretty cool death animations. Adepts, or Roaches coming up. Purification Nova once more, killing more and more Ravagers. Railgan's not even trying to dodge anymore. I don't think as another Ravager dies to Purification Nova. There are a few Roaches up here and a few Hydras, but not enough. The army's looking very, very good for Barcode. 125 to 79 supply. Hydras are drifting in, but that's it. Railgan calls the GG with the frowny face. Barcode does the return GG, and that's it. Railgan is defeated. Barcode is victorious, and Railgan has left the game. Woo! So pretty intense indeed. For the ZVP game, Railgan gave it his all, was able to kill some bases, kill a few armies for the Protoss, but I just think toward the end he didn't do enough to dodge the Purification Nova, and Disruptors turned out to be very, very strong in this ZVP. So thank you for submitting that, Railgan. Again, please check out his Twitch channel and his YouTube channel in the description. But yeah, until next time, this has been FalconPaladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today to catch more and more daily Legacy of the Void uploads. You can also catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.